Hey everybody. Gonna give it just a minute, let people come in. We're just gonna do a check-in between you and your person. I'm gonna start with Sagittarius since it is Sagittarius season. And I am a Sagittarius, but that's not why we're starting with Sag. And then I'll go around zodiac signs. We'll go to Capricorn next, but start with Sagittarius. Okay. I did bring out some Oracle decks too, so got two of those out. I'll probably pull your energy, your person's energy, and then the relationship energy, and then I'll pull from each of the Oracle decks. We'll see what comes out for those. Don't know if we'll pull clarifiers yet. Just depends on the messages we get. Sometimes I pull clarifiers, sometimes we don't really need to. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, pull your energy, their energy, and then the relationship. So we have the Two of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. In their energy, we have Six of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Lovers. The relationship, we have the Three of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the High Priestess. Underneath, we have the King of Pentacles. So I always grab the underneath. It's kind of like the underlying energy of everything. And with the King of Pentacles here, you could be dealing with the King of Pentacles. It's a Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you're not dealing with an earth sign, it could just mean that this is very stable and grounded. So the King of Pentacles is very stable with the pentacles here. He's very grounded. He has earth energy. So this could just be a very grounded and stable type of relationship, type of energy right now. In your energy, we have the Two of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. So I feel like you are definitely clear about what you want, and you want this to move quickly. So the Two of Cups is like a union. So you're wanting union with this person. You're wanting a partnership with this person. The Knight of Swords is a very fast moving energy. So you're wanting things to come in quickly. And that could, it could be a little, you're very ambitious about it, but it could also be that you might want to stop and think about things before you move too fast. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is about truth and clarity. So you could have expressed this to this person. You could have spoken your truth about it. But it's also about like clarity. So you're very clear about wanting to move forward with this person. In their energy, we have the Six of Wands, which is like a victory and being seen. So I feel like they feel like you are a victory for them. Like you make them happy, you make them feel seen. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is like choices, options, but it's also about like illusions, like maybe not clear, maybe they're confused about something to do with this love relationship. So this is the Lovers. Maybe they're confused about how you feel. But we've got the Two of Cups and the Lovers here. So this is definitely like a soulmate type of relationship, but let's see why they're confused. We'll definitely clarify that. Why are they confused, Spirit? Why the Seven of Cups here? Okay, so we pulled the Moon and the Ace of Wands. So the Moon is about like fears, illusions, things coming to light. And then we have the Ace of Wands, which is like passionate new beginning. So I think maybe they're fearing this passionate beginning with you, or maybe they're afraid that things are going to come to light about them wanting a sexual relationship with you. Let's pull one more. Maybe they're trying to keep it hidden about how much they want you. Um, I feel like maybe they're afraid to express that because they think you're gonna feel some type of way about it if they express that to you. But I definitely feel like and they're afraid of the change. Like, so we got the Tower card here. They're fearing change. Maybe you guys are friends and they're fearing that this would change things between the two of you. So the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Three of Wands here, which is like expansion and growth. So there is expansion and growth here. We have the Queen of Cups, which is she's very compassionate, very creative, very empathic. So this could be like a spiritual connection because we also have the High Priestess here. So with the High Priestess, it's all about your intuition, higher knowledge. So I definitely feel like this is a spiritual connection between the two of you because we also had the Lovers and the Two of Cups, which is like soulmate energy. So it could also be twin flame. Like if you guys are telepathically, um, if you resonate with twin flames, it could definitely mean that you guys are, you have that telepathy because I know twin flames have that telepathy. So what do we not see coming in this connection? So we have the Nine of Cups. Does Sagittarius not see coming here, Spirit? Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Page of Cups. I feel like this is a wish fulfillment. It's just, so this is, with the Seven of Swords, it can be like a very deceiving energy. It could be lies and secrets, but in this, I don't feel that way. Because the rest of the cards, it doesn't show that energy. I feel like this is more about, um, with the Seven of Swords, it could be about like being strategic, or this could be like the ways that you lie to yourself. You could be deceiving yourself. So be open. Maybe there's something, you guys are on a pause and you're not together right now and you're kind of deceiving yourself. You're in your head about this. But then we have the Page of Cups here, which is about being open to receive like a gift. See how the fish is like in the cup? So be open to receive this because this is a wish fulfillment and this is coming in for you. So what are the actions and advice for Sagittarius, Spirit? So we have the King of Cups, the Emperor, and the Four of Wands. So the King of Cups is, we had the Queen of Cups down here. So this is definitely a divine counterpart, whether that's a twin flame, soulmate. This is definitely a divine union because we have the King and the Queen of Cups. And this is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't mean you're dealing with a water sign, but you could be. We also had earth signs here, but I feel like this is like emotionally balanced. It's very, so he is the feminine, masculine energy, but I feel like this is telling you to be emotionally balanced, focus on your stability because there is union coming and, take the lead here, take control of your emotions and focus on your house, focus on your home because we have the Four of Wands here, which is all about union. So I definitely feel like you guys are going to come together. I really love this. It's really awesome energy. It's good energy of the relationship, Sag. So let's grab a few oracle for you. Okay. So we have mirroring. Look at them as if they are you. So this definitely could be twin flame because I know that's a lot of mirroring. I don't know a lot about twin flames. But I know that the mirroring and anytime you're dealing with someone, even a soulmate will mirror things back to you because they're supposed to help you grow. So you guys could be mirroring energy to each other. We have water again, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So strong water energy in here. You could have water placements in your chart, or you could be dealing with a water sign. And then we have clarity. See clearly and get on the same page. You know, we have that Ace of Swords here about clarity. I feel like you need to get clear, or you are clear if you have already expressed that to them. And then we'll pull from this deck, and then we'll move on to Capricorn. Hi guys, welcome in. Thanks for being here. So we have reunion soul ties. So you guys may be not together now. Maybe you're going to come back together. Maybe you guys separated for some reason. Family, home, commitment. So we have that Four of Wands, which is about home and stability again. And then we have divine time, trust. So I also feel like, you know, things are going to come together when they're meant to come together. And you guys are going to get back together. It's just a matter of time. So you guys could be going through different things, you know, ending the year. This is a 9 year. Next year's a 1. So it's 11/11 on the timer. So this definitely could be a twin flame situation for you. So awesome. I love that. Okay. Let's move on to Capricorn and see what the energy is with Capricorn and their person. I haven't edited or done anything. I'm just throwing these back in here real quick. So, Capricorn, you and your person. Thanks for joining, guys. Welcome in. Okay. Shuffle days. We'll get into Capricorn and see what the energy is for you and your person. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Okay. We're on Capricorn. Oop, I better scoot that over a little bit so people can actually see it. Okay. Capricorn, the energy with you and your person. Let's see. So we have the Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. Nice. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. The energy, we have the Seven of Swords, Four of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. Underneath here, we have the Page of Wands. So Page of Wands is like enthusiastic, curiosity. So I feel like that's the underlying energy of the relationship is enthusiasm, curious. I feel like you're both curious about each other, maybe enthusiastic about things. So in your energy, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is like stable energy, grounded energy. We have the Queen of Wands, which could be you. I mean, Queen of Wands is generally fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So this is your energy, Capricorn. But I also feel like this is just you, you know, you're kind of focused on your coin, like focused on work, you're being grounded. The Queen of Wands is all about like charismatic, she's very enthusiastic, very joyful type of energy. And then the Queen of Pentacles is about stability, nurturing. She is an earth sign, which is your sign, Capricorn. So I just feel like this is kind of you focused on your work and focused on your joy. You're in a really good energy here, and you've got two queens, so you're definitely sitting in a healthy energy. Your person, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is like the divine timing, karma, things turning in their favor. And then we have the Nine of Wands. So they've definitely been going through something, whether that's in work or, just in general with family. They call this like the wounded warrior card because he has like this bandage on his head, but this is definitely like persevering and pushing through. And then we have the Queen of Swords, which is about like boundaries and clarity and truth. So I feel like this person is definitely, things are starting to turn. They've been through a lot, like they're pushing through and they've kind of got their guard up a little bit. So that Queen of Swords, she does have her hand out to receive, but she's also got her sword up. So it's kind of like a, having their guard up type of energy, which is understandable with what they've been through, but it's also about, truth and clarity. So I feel like they're kind of, they've got their guard up a little bit. So the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Seven of Swords, which is, it could be about sneakiness and lies. It could be about being strategic, doing things in a different way. And then we have the Four of Swords, which is about rest and meditation. So it could also be a break. So maybe, there were some some secrets here between you, or maybe they had some secrets. And this is about like taking a break from things here. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is about balance and can also be about things being imbalanced. So maybe things just kind of need to balance out and you've taken a break here. Hi guys, welcome in. We're on Capricorn right now. So I feel like it could also be about being strategic. So again, it's a general reading, so take it how it resonates. If this person, if there was any kind of like sneakiness or lies, maybe you guys kind of took a break because of that, because it wasn't very balanced. Let's see. What does Capricorn not see coming, Spirit? What does Capricorn not see coming? That's awesome. I love this. Okay, so we had that Two of Pentacles, which is about imbalance, and then we got the King of Cups, which is about emotional balance. So this is what's coming in for you. You've got the Empress energy here, which is about like growth, abundance. It's a very fertile energy. So I feel like things are going to start coming in for you and things are going to start coming together. This is going to be like very abundant and very, um, just very joyful, lots of growth. And then we have the Sun, which is like the best card of the deck. So it's going to be very joyful, very happy. Hi, Josh. Thanks for coming in. And then we have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is, this could be a water sign that you're dealing with, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. It could just be the energy. So the King of Cups is very emotionally balanced. He's very compassionate, very empathic leader. So you could be dealing with a King of Cups, but I also feel like this is just going to be a very compassionate and very emotionally balanced union. So, we had this Two of Pentacles here about things balancing out. So maybe things just hadn't been balanced and you guys were kind of on a break, but you've got that Wheel of Fortune here too. So things are going to start balancing out. Let's see. What does Capricorn need to focus on here, spirits? What does Capricorn need to focus on? So you've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. Again, I said you were worried about your money. So I feel like you're really focused on your work, but this can also be about like, so the Seven of Pentacles is like you've planted this seed and now things are growing for you. So I feel like things are going to start growing for you. You've put in a lot of hard work on this. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is like a stable foundation. So the Knight of Pentacles is like a slow moving energy. It's not fast by any means, but it's stable foundation, which is what you want to build a relationship on. So you've got the Seven and Eight of Pentacles, which you're definitely putting in the work, and you have put in work on this. And there's a stable new beginning here. So I really love that. That's really awesome, Capricorn. So you could be dealing with a water sign, could be dealing with an air sign. Really, it could be any sign. So let's see. So we have apology. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I miss us. So this very well, they could have lied about something. And then we have commitment, offer of loyalty. So there's definitely commitment coming. Okay, so we have the twin flame card. So this could be your twin flame, if you believe in that, or it could be a soulmate, passionate relationship. And then we have compromise, coming back together. So I feel like there could have been some lies or sneakiness here, and it doesn't have to be anything serious, or it could have been. You're going to know your situation better than anybody, so take it how it resonates. But Yeah, there's definitely union here. You guys are definitely going to come back together, and it's going to be very harmonious. I feel like, they have that Wheel of Fortune, which is like karma and the divine timing card again. So things are going to come back together for you. And, you have free will. If this is someone you want back in your life, then by all means, do it. But that's completely up to you. If they've done something you don't think you could forgive, then again, you have free will. You don't have to take this person back. But I definitely feel like you're both curious and enthusiastic because we did have that Page of Wands. So, awesome. That's for you, Capricorn. I hope that helps and could bring you some clarity. We're going to get into Aquarius and get these cards back together, and we'll pull cards for Aquarius and their person. I know sometimes, like, I'll do a reading for myself, which I'm Sagittarius Sun, and then there's a lot of like Scorpio or water energy in it, and that's because Scorpio is my rising. So I definitely feel like it's important to pay attention to Sun, Moon, Rising, and even your Venus sign, because your Venus is about like your love relationships. So Mars would be important too for the masculine aspect, but I always go by Sun, Moon, Rising. Sometimes I'll put Venus, but I think that's more of a personal preference than anything. So, okay. I'm going to start on Aquarius. Okay. Make sure that's where people can actually see it. Okay. Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for you and your person. Little energy. Hi guys, welcome in. Thanks for being here. So we're pulling energy for you and your person if you're interested. And then the energy of the relationship. See what's going on with you guys. Okay, Aquarius. So for your energy, we have the Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. In your person's energy, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Wands. The overall energy of the relationship, we have the King of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Underneath, we have the Star. So I always take that underneath energy. It's about, the underlying energy of everything. So we have the Star, which is, it's about hope, renewal, and it's also about like healing. This can also be like a soulmate card. So this could be someone very significant in your life, but you could also both be going through like a period of healing. So we have the Queen of Swords in your energy, which is, it's an air sign, but it's also like about boundaries. She's open to receive, but she's also got that sword up. So you're kind of like on guard here. You've kind of got your defenses up for some reason. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, which is about building something. It's about your work being seen. But it's also about like community and groups. And then we have the Eight of Cups. So you're definitely walking away maybe from being defensive with a group of people. Maybe you've had to be defensive for this relationship, but your energy is, you've definitely got your guard up here, but you're walking away from that. And you're walking away from this. Maybe this is a friend group, or, it could be coworkers, but you're definitely walking away from that. So in your person's energy, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about planting seeds and seeing the fruits of your labor here, doing the work. And then we have the High Priestess, which is about like, it can be about secrets, but it's about like hidden knowledge, sacred knowledge, and trusting their intuition. I feel like your person is, they've put in the work and they're trusting their intuition. And then we have the Eight of Wands, which is about communication and fast moving energy. So this could be them. They could be intuitively sending you messages. So like telepathic, it could be like a twin flame energy, or it could just be them putting in the work and trusting their intuition about communication. So you could receive a message from them. The overall energy of the relationship, we have the King of Wands, which is entrepreneurial. It's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Doesn't mean you're dealing with fire sign, but This is like a bigger picture type of energy. So they could be, an entrepreneur. They could just be looking at things like as a bigger picture. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, which is about um, holding back, but it's also like holding on to things. So they could be holding on to this relationship, but they could also be holding back from you. We have the King of Swords. They could also be holding back some truth here. With this communication, maybe they've held back truth and now they're getting ready to communicate because we did have that Eight of Wands there. But I feel like for whatever reason, they've kind of held back from speaking their truth before, and maybe they're going to come forward now with more information. So let's see. What do we not see coming? What does Aquarius not see coming here, Spirit? So we have the Moon, things coming to light. So again, with that message, they could be speaking their truth. We have the Four of Wands, which is about stability and union. And then we have the Seven of Wands, which is about perseverance and defending your beliefs. So they could very well, with this communication, and they've been holding back from the truth. So things are going to come to light. They're going to speak their truth. They're going to talk to you. And then we have union and stability here. So whether that's you guys moving in together or just, coming together in a relationship, I definitely feel like they're going to speak their truth about it. And then we have the Seven of Wands, which is about standing up for what you believe in and persevering. So I definitely feel like they're going to speak their truth and stand up for what they believe. Like they believe this relationship is healing. They believe that this relationship is good for them. And they're trusting their intuition on that. So what does Aquarius need to focus on right now, Spirit? We have Temperance, which is about balance, patience. It's also about alchemizing. So we had the Temperance and the Star there, which is about alchemizing energy. And then we have the Two of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, make this decision. This is about, making the decision to go towards this Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is like wealth, luxury. It's about like inheritance. It's also about stability. So I feel like you just need to make the decision to go towards this, and she's also like blocking her heart. So maybe open your heart to this. But, you've got this balance, this calm, this patient energy here. So I really love that. I think it's really awesome. They're definitely going to speak their truth soon. So just be open to those messages. Be patient. They're going to come forward and talk to you about it. I just feel like they've been holding back for whatever reason. There could be religious issues. It could be other people involved. New perspective. Look at it differently. So just, look at things from a different perspective. Kind of be open to things. Intimacy, emotional passion, lust, love. So it's definitely going to be an emotional relationship. We have excitement, new love. So this could be a new person for you. And maybe they just haven't confessed their feelings yet. And now they're going to tell you how they feel. Or this could be somebody from the past letting you know that they were holding back from you. And then we have air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you could be dealing with another Aquarius. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra. Either one of you could have those placements in your chart. So love it, love it, love it. Okay. So, but yeah, definitely be open to those messages because they're going to come forward and let you know. And like I said, this could be somebody that you've dealt with in the past. It could just be somebody new that, they're trusting their intuition and they're going to communicate their feelings to you. Either way, you've got somebody coming in to let you know how they feel about you, Aquarius. So we're going to move on to Pisces. Check in with you and your person, Pisces, and see where things are with you. Get my cards back together here. So we'll do a check-in with Pisces and your person. Check in on the energies. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to hurry. This always takes me a minute to get my cards back together. Okay, and then we're going to move on to Pisces. Check in with you and your person. What's going on in that energy? Okay. Pisces. Pisces, Pisces. You see that okay? Yeah. Okay. One more shuffle and we'll get into it. Let's see what's going on with Pisces. Do you have any Pisces placements, or your person may have Pisces placements? Check in with the energy. So in your energy, we have the Lovers, the Hierophant, and the Ten of Wands. In your person's energy, we have the Three of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Five of Wands. Lots of wands. The overall energy of the relationship, we have the Ace of Wands, King of Wands, and the Two of Wands. There are a lot of wands in this, a lot of action. It's fire energy, so interesting. Okay, and then underneath we have the Two of Cups. So this is definitely soulmate connection. We have the Two of Cups and the Lovers here. So I always take the bottom card. It's like the underlying energy of this. This is about like union, soulmate energy. It could be somebody that you're in union with already, or somebody that you will be in union with. Maybe you're hoping for a union. So in your energy, we have the Lovers, which is love, relationship, union, this partnership here. And then we have the Hierophant. So this very well could be somebody that you are married to. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So maybe this relationship is it's very burdensome. So this could be marriage. It's like a traditions. This is like a traditional type of relationship, or maybe you're wanting marriage with this person and it's causing some burdens here because they feel differently. We'll get into their energy. So their energy, we have the Three of Wands, which is about growth and expansion. And then we have the Page of Wands, which is about like curious and enthusiastic. So I feel like they definitely want some growth and they're very enthusiastic about it. But we also have the Five of Wands here, which is like conflicted. So for some reason, they are conflicted in their energy. Let's do a clarifier on that. So why are they conflicted? Why the Five of Wands here, Spirit? Okay, so they're conflicted. We have the Ten of Cups, the King of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Ten of Cups is like ultimate happiness. Like they're confused on the maybe they're just not used to being so happy, or maybe they're just confused on whether or not this is going to lead to ultimate happiness. So then we have the King of Cups, which is about like emotional balance. You could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. It doesn't have to be. They could just be embodying this like emotionally balancing. Um, Maybe they're just balancing their emotions right now for this relationship. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. So they're definitely holding back, but I see that changing. Things are going to turn around here because we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is about cycles and change. It's about things moving forward. So that for whatever reason, they were holding back from this happiness and holding back their emotions. But that's all going to change. So things are going to start moving forward. They do want growth. I mean, they do have the Three of Wands here. So they want growth and change. They've just been conflicted for whatever reason, and they were holding back. So um, maybe they were confused on whether or not they wanted to get married. But the overall energy of the relationship, so we have the Ace of Wands, which is passionate. So this is a very passionate um, union, very passionate relationship. And then we have the King of Wands. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, but it doesn't have to be. This is just like an entrepreneur, or seeing things from a bigger picture. And then we have the Two of Wands here, which is about again about growth and taking those next steps and planning for things. So I definitely feel like this is a very passionate, the very entrepreneurial, very like leadership type of energy. So I definitely feel like things are going to grow here. So it's passionate, it's very outgoing, very joyful type of energy. And then we have like the two, like things are expanding. Things are going to grow here. So what does Aquarius need to focus on right now? Or Pisces, sorry. What does Pisces need to focus on? So we have the Ten of Swords, which is about ending painful cycles. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about like self-worth, like focus on yourself. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a like a new beginning in stability. So I feel like this is just, you know, in this cycle of self-worth, not feeling worthy, and you know, step into this new stable energy. I really love that. That's really awesome, Pisces. So let's pull some oracle cards for you for Pisces, Space Spirit. It's guarded, vulnerability. So that could have been their conflict. Maybe they've just been really guarded. You know, you want marriage and they're a little guarded, which, I mean, some people can be that way, you know. So we have integration, union. So I definitely feel like there is going to be a union here. And then we have fate, detours, divine intervention, which we had that Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, this is about karma, divine timing. I feel like Spirit's going to kind of step in here and just be like, look, you know, make them kind of step up to the plate. And then we have sun, strength, empowerment. So, yeah, maybe they're feeling empowered. That's what that King of Wands is, you know, like stepping into like a leadership type of energy and just taking control of it. And then we have that guarded. So I feel like they've been guarded. Maybe they had been through something in the past and they were just a little bit guarded, but yeah, things are going to turn. Things are going to definitely shift in your favor. So we had that Wheel of Fortune card. I feel like things are definitely going to shift. So that's really awesome, Pisces. I love that for you. Okay, hopefully that helps. Let's get into Pisces, and then we'll do Aries. Okay, we're going to get into Aries energy. Where you guys can best see that, like right there. Okay, we'll get into Aries energy. Yeah, this is definitely somebody you were married to, Pisces, or somebody you want commitment with, you want marriage. But things are going to move forward. I feel like a lot of, you know, just the energy this year, kind of things are closing out. People are closing out old cycles, moving into new cycles. Next year is a 1 year, so things are going to be new. Things are going to open up for everybody. Let's see. Check in with Aries, you and your person. Feel for your energies. Aries. So you could have Aries placements, sun, moon, rising. They could have Aries placements, sun, moon, rising. So we'll do a check. We'll pull for your energy, their energy, and then the relationship and see how things are going for you guys. All right, it's for Aries. Spirit. I feel like it's really loud when I do that. Okay, Aries. We have the sun, the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. In your person's energy, we have the King of Swords, the Fool, awesome, and then we have the Queen of Wands. I love it. So the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Page of Wands, the Star, and the Page of Pentacles. Underneath, we have the Ten of Cups. So Ten of Cups is ultimate happiness. It is the underlying energy of the reading. So this is about happy life, you know, money, stability, love, family. So I definitely feel like this is a very happy union. So in your energy, Aries, we have the Sun, which is like the happiest card in the deck. And it's about joy, growth, abundance. But we have the Four of Pentacles here. So I feel like you're holding back on this union. You're holding back from joy and happiness because both of these cards are about joy and happiness, and for whatever reason you've been holding back from this. So take that how it resonates, however you feel, why you're holding back from it. So, you know, maybe something happened in the past, or maybe whether that was with this person or another person, but I definitely feel like you're holding back. So, in your person's energy, we have the King of Swords. This is an air sign, Aries, air sign, Libra, Aquarius. Dang it, I'm terrible at this. So, it's an air sign. But doesn't mean you're dealing with an air sign. You could be. But it's also about like truth and clarity. And I feel like they're getting clear about a new beginning and what makes them happy. And again, with the joy. So, the Queen of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sag. So it's a fire sign, but she's also like very charismatic, very joyful, very outgoing, charismatic. So she's a fire sign, like a go-getter. So that could be how they see you. But I definitely feel like they're getting clear about a new beginning. And this could be how they see you, just very charismatic and joyful. So maybe you've been holding back that joy from them for whatever reason, but they're getting clear, and they may even speak their truth about that to you, because this is about like speaking your truth. But they're also very logical, like head over heart. So maybe they're, taking a logical approach to this new beginning, but they're definitely going to take a leap of faith. And I feel like this is towards you, this Queen of Wands. They just see you as this, um, in which it is you are a fire sign. You are Aries. So I feel like this is you. This is how they're seeing you, as the Queen of Wands here. So the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Page of Wands, which is about like curious and enthusiastic. So I feel like they definitely want to explore this. I feel like this is very this could be like very new energy. So whether this is somebody you have already dated, and like this is going to kind of like be new and curious, and you guys are going to be very like open and curious and enthusiastic about each other. And then we have the Star, which is like a healing energy. It's about hope and renewal, but it's also, it could be like a soulmate card. So maybe they're just this is very curious and healing. It could be very healing for both of you. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is stable foundation. So we definitely have these two pages. So I feel like this is new. I don't know if this is somebody you have dated in the past. Maybe that's why you've been holding back from anything new with someone. Again, it's general reading, so take it how it resonates. But with two pages here, it tells me that this is like a new energy. So whether that this person is coming back and you're going to start new, or this is a completely new person, it's definitely a new, fresh energy. So what does Aries not see coming, Spirit? What does Aries not see coming? Okay. Usually going to take 3, but we'll do 4. So we have a Tower, which is like a sudden change. So I feel like maybe this is somebody you've dealt with in the past, and you've kind of been holding back from them for whatever reason, and now they're getting clear about they want a new beginning. So things are going to change suddenly. And then we have the 5 of Swords here, which is it can be about conflict, but with the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Wands here, I feel like this person, like the 5 of Swords can be like winning at all costs. And then the 7 of Wands is about like standing up for what you believe in. So I feel like there's going to be a sudden change in how this person comes forward or how they communicate with you. And I feel like they're gonna win at all costs to stand up for this relationship, for what they believe in, because they want a passionate new beginning. We have this 7 of or sorry, the Ace of Wands after the 7 of Wands. So I feel like things are going to change suddenly, very quickly, and they're going to come in and they're going to want to fight for this, and they're going to, stand up for this. They're going to stand up for what they believe. They're going to persevere through this, and they want this new passionate beginning. So, dang, that's really awesome, Aries. Things are going to change fast, though. So, what does Aries need to focus on, Spirit? What does Aries need to focus on right now? High Priestess, trust your intuition with this. We have death, transformation, endings, beginnings. Yeah, I feel like And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is a gift. So this could be a gift from Spirit, but this could also be like equal give and take. So they're going to come in here and they're going to want to give to you, but this is also going to be a very equal give and take type of relationship. But things are definitely changing. There's endings and beginnings here. Sudden change. You know, we had the Tower and the Death card here, so lots of change. Something's ending and something's beginning here, but just trust your intuition on this. You know, if this is somebody you don't want back in your life, then don't take them. You know, you have free will, but listen to your intuition here, because this person could have changed. You know, they could have transformed. People do change, so but always trust your intuition on that. Let's see. Grab a couple oracle cards for Aries, please, spirits. Sorry, buddy. My little dog's down here. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna get. Let's see. So we've got lack and doubts. So that could have been why you were holding back. Maybe you were kind of doubting this coming back together, or doubting that, you know, you were ever going to be in a relationship. We have spy, watching, inspecting. So one or both of you could have been, you know, watching the other one. And then we have present, abundant, and gratitude. So yeah, I definitely feel like just sit in a place of gratitude. Sit in this place of, you know, abundance, and be present in your energy. Again, with that, trusting your intuition. Things are definitely going to come together. So this person's definitely getting clear on what they want, and they want this new beginning with you. So I love that for you, Aries. You know, if it's somebody you don't want, again, you have free will, but they're definitely clear about what they want, and I feel like it's going to be a good relationship. It's just trust your intuition, and you know, take things slow if you're not sure about it. You know, you don't have to jump right into something with somebody. Okay. So Aries, and then we have Taurus. Let's see what we have for Taurus and your person. So you could have Taurus placements, they could have Taurus placements. You guys can do like the cross watching. I know sometimes I watch for messages in regards to other people in my life, whether that's family, loved ones. So that, and like I said before, like I'm a Sag sun, but sometimes I resonate more with Scorpio readings because that's my rising sign. So and it just depends on also what the astrology is doing. So always check out the astrology too, because that can let you know what energies are going on. There was a time where I followed a few tarot readers, and I was resonating more with the Aries, or sorry, the Scorpio readings than I was the Sagittarius readings, and it was just really interesting to me for that energy. So yeah, always check out your sun, moon, rising, and your persons if you're interested, and if you have a love partner and you're interested in theirs, check out their sun, moon, rising too. So okay, let's see. So we did Aries. Now it's time for Taurus. Let's check on Taurus energy here. Get a better stand for that. So, all right, Taurus, let's see what's going on with your energy and your person's energy. Check in and see what's going on. I've had a lot of really good energy in the readings today, so that's good. Let's see. All right, Taurus, your energy. We have Death, King of Cups, and Temperance. In your person's energy, we have the Sun, the Page of Cups, and the Empress. Lots of major arcana here. That's really awesome. We have Judgment. Wow. Three of Cups and Justice. There's a lot of major arcana in this, Taurus, so this is definitely a big deal. On the bottom, we have the Four of Swords. So I always take that bottom card. It's like the underlying energy of everything. So maybe you've been on a break from this person, or maybe you've kind of stepped back and taken, like, been in solitude. So the Four of Swords is about like rest and meditation. Maybe you've kind of taken a step back and you're resting here. And your energy, we have death, which is about endings, beginnings, transformations. So I definitely feel like you are going through a transformation here. And then we have the King of Cups, which is water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't mean you're dealing with a water sign. This could just be about you balancing out your emotions. And then we have the Temperance card, which again is about like balance. It's about patience, calm. It's also about like not only balancing your emotions, but temperance is about like um oh, what am I trying to say? Like moderation. Sorry, moderation. So um maybe you've just kind of been, again, with that death card, you're transforming and emotionally balancing here. And temperance is all about, again, with the balance. So I definitely feel like you're just kind of trying to focus on your energy and balance things out for yourself. And your person's energy, we have the sun, which is like the best card in the deck. It's all about like abundance and growth and happiness. You see a child on a horse here, so it's like your inner child, inner happiness. We have the Page of Cups, which is um, it is a gift, and it's about like it's emotional, so it's about your cup. So it's also about like open to receive. And then we have the Empress, which is abundance, growth. So these two cards together, like the Sun and the Empress, this is like an amazing energy. So I feel like this person is very open. They're very abundant, and they're sitting in a very good energy, like this growth type energy. Maybe they've been through a lot as well, and you're both just kind of transitioning. So the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Judgment card, which is like a reckoning, an awakening. Maybe this was like a spiritual awakening for the two of you, and you guys have kind of woken up to this connection. And then we have the Three of Cups. So this could be seen as a third party, but I don't see that in here because of the cards, the way everything has been. I feel like this is more about like joy and celebrations. And the Judgment can be about like an aha. So maybe this is like you guys celebrating. And then we have Justice, which is about karma, and it is about things again with the balance. So it's Libra energy. So you could be dealing with a Libra, but he has these scales, which is all about things balancing out again. So I feel like this is also about like a resurrection. So maybe this is somebody from the past and they're stepping into a new energy, and you guys are just kind of moving into, if you were on a break, again with that Four of Swords, if things were kind of on a break, I feel like things are going to start turning, like karma's coming in here. A lot of major arcana though. This is like a big deal, a big transition. So okay, what does Taurus not see coming here, Spirit? What does Taurus not see coming? Awesome. So we have the Ten of Wands. So putting down burdens. Maybe that's what you're putting an ending to here is burdens. You're putting down those burdens, and you're getting clarity on this equal give and take, this balance. Again, like this is all, he's got the scales again. Whatever's been imbalanced, I feel like that's coming to an end. So, and that could be like, um, your emotional imbalance, because you did have the King of Cups. So maybe you just weren't emotionally balanced. And you've kind of been going within, meditating, kind of taking care of yourself there and getting balanced. But again, with this balance, like things are balancing out, like things are getting clear. The King of Swords is about like head over heart, and it is about balancing, but it's also about like truth and clarity. So, yeah, I definitely feel like we're ending the burdens in not being clear, and things are going to balance out. There's going to be equal give and take here. I love that. That's really awesome. So, what does Taurus need to focus on, Spirit? What does Taurus need to focus on? Queen of Wands. Step into that charismatic, joyful energy. She's very enthusiastic, very outgoing. heal. You got the Six of Cups here, which is about like healing and nostalgia, memories. And then you got the Queen of Cups, which is like compassionate, empathic. So you got the two queens here. I feel like this is just, be more enthusiastic, be more joyful. And this is about healing and memories. So, and then you have the Queen of Cups here, which is like maybe give yourself some compassion, but also open to your creativity. Um, be more creative, kind of take care of yourself here. I really love that. Step into your joy, your happiness, be a little more outgoing. This is about like joy and healing. So, we've got two cards of joy here, and then you have that Sun card, which is all about joy. So, yeah, I definitely feel like you just need to kind of have some compassion for yourself, step more into um, being compassionate, being more joyful, more outgoing. Really love this though. I mean, the overall energy of the relationship, it looks really good. So things are definitely going to come together. You're going through a transition of some sort and balancing out. A lot of balance in that reading. The two cards with scales came out. So, and then you had the King of Cups, which is emotional balance. So I feel like things are just coming into balance here. Okay, so we have Venus offer. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's a love offer coming in here. We had Sun, strength, empowerment. So that could be you stepping more into your power, stepping into a more empowered being with those two queens. And then Pluto, transformation. Yeah, that death card. You're definitely going through some kind of transformation here. Maybe it had a lot to do with like your feelings, your emotions, your self-esteem. Maybe you're not used to being emotional. And then we have attraction, Mars, hot, and storm, unexpected. So this could also happen very quickly. Maybe you're not expecting a union here, and this could be somebody you do know, somebody you don't know. Again, it's a general reading, so you take it how it resonates. If you don't actually have someone in your life, this could be somebody that's coming forward, someone that's very joyful and happy and very healing for you. You have that Six of Cups, so, and the Sun is very healing in itself, but yeah, lots of balance in this, lots of things balancing out, and even the Temperance card with the chalices, the balancing out. So again, take that how it resonates for you, however you're balancing out in your life. Maybe things just weren't going well for you, but that's obviously coming to an end. So love it, love it. Awesome, Taurus. Okay, now we will move into Gemini. Let's see. Move into Gemini's energy, get cards for you and your person. All right. One more shuffle here. Awesome. All right. Gemini, let's see what's going on with you and your person. I'm going to need to get a drink here in a second. All this talking. Okay. All right, Gemini. In your energy, we have Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and the Sun. Awesome. In your person's energy, we have the Nine of Wands, the Moon, and the Six of Pentacles. The energy of the relationship, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Five of Cups, Seven of Cups, and underneath we have the Queen of Cups. So The Queen of Cups is water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. She's very empathic, creative, very emotionally balanced here. So this could be, you could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This could just be um, a very creative and compassionate, very emotional relationship. In your energy, we have the Ace of Swords. This is about like truth and clarity, a breakthrough in ideas. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is like a stable offer here. And then we have the Sun, which is about like it's the best card in the deck. It's all about like happiness, growth, abundance. So I feel like you're getting clear on what stability is for you and what your happiness is. Because this is like, so this is like a slow moving knight, but it is very stable, very loyal. So I feel like you're kind of getting some clarity on what stability and happiness is for you. So in your person's energy, we have the Nine of Wands, which is like a persevering, they call it the Wounded Warrior because he has a bandage on his head, but they're definitely persevering. They're going through something here. And then we have the Moon, which is, it's about fears and like things under the surface. So maybe this is something, you know, they're facing burdens that, you know, they aren't really talking about. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is about like a equal give and take. It's also about giving, but it's also about balance because you can see the scales here. So I feel like they could be fearing, like, you know, obviously when you're going through something, there's some like hidden fears here about um like giving to this relationship. So maybe they have some type of fear about giving here, or secrets. You know, they could have secrets that are causing them burdens. And yeah, I just feel like this is causing like an imbalance with this. Sorry, I keep hearing imbalance. So I feel like they're just not balanced. But the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So cycles are completing, there's change here. Could also mean forward movement. And then we have the Five of Cups, which is about like focused on loss and grief. But he's focused on what he's lost here, and he's not focusing on what could be. Like the Two of Cups back here that are still standing. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is about like confusion and illusions. It's also about options, but there's like fog around all these cups. So I feel like this is like an illusion. You know, they're disillusioned here about what could be because they're so focused on the negative here. But I feel like that's changing. Like this not seeing things and being disillusioned is changing. Because it's like karma and divine timing. So I feel like spirit may be turning that around. So I want to clarify your person's energy. Clarify person's energy. Sorry, buddy. My little dog is down here. Okay. Yeah, so you know they've been burdened about like secrets that they've been keeping and things they've felt imbalanced. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they were keeping secrets from you. Maybe it was just that they were keeping a secret that they wanted something with you. But we have growth and expansion here, and then we have the Ten of Cups. We have forward movement with the Chariot, which is victory and making a decision. So I feel like they could have just been keeping this to themselves, or you know, they're facing burdens and they're not telling you about the burdens that they're facing, because a lot of times people think that they have to go through things alone, or they don't want you to be affected by their burdens. So but they haven't been very balanced with that. But I feel like, you know, they're kind of growing towards this the happiness. You know, you do make them happy, so they are going to make this decision to kind of move forward towards you, towards their happiness. But let's see, what does Gemini not see coming, spirits? Do they not see coming? So we have the Four of Cups, which is about like it's like a bored, stagnant type of energy. It's also about holding back your emotions. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about like the fruits of your labor, but it's also about like your self worth. So, and then we have the Empress, which is about growth, expansion, abundance. It's a very fertile energy, very nurturing energy. So I feel like with this holding back emotionally, um, that's I feel like that's changing. That like that's gonna end. And then we have this very like financially independent growth. So you could be holding back emotionally from this person and just kind of focused on your self worth and your abundance here. Again, it's a general reading, so take it how it resonates for you. But I definitely feel like you're feeling kind of bored or stagnant here. Or this could just be you holding back emotionally. And maybe that's what that Queen of Cups meant, like being more open emotionally. Which, I mean, if they were closed off and they were hiding things from you, I can understand you not wanting to open up to them. But again, it's your decision, free will. So, what does Gemini need to focus on right now, Spirit? Awesome. Yeah, put down these burdens. So, we have the 10 of Wands, like putting down burdens, um, victory. This is about being seen. This is about like focused on self. So, I feel like you need to put down this burden about um, whatever this victory is, whatever this being seen, and then we have the 10 of Swords as well. So you got the 10 of Wands and 10 of Swords here. So I feel like you're definitely ending a painful cycle and putting down a lot of burdens, and then focus on this victory, focus on yourself and your self-confidence, like what you want to come in here. So we had the 9 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands, which are both about like um, your self-worth and um, knowing like your worth basically. So yeah, I feel like you just need to have more self-confidence. Okay, let's see. So we have detachment, cold. Yeah, I feel like you're holding back your emotions. You're just detached. um we have air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, so that's you. They could have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius placements as well. Distance, retreat, or timeout. Yeah, I feel like right now you just focus on yourself, focus on your self-worth. Because you know now what you want in a relationship, what stability and happiness means to you. We have freedom, leap, Uranus, opportunities, and then we have detachment, cold. So you had that 4 of Cups about you holding back your emotions. I definitely feel like you are feeling a little detached. Maybe you're having some realizations because this person was keeping secrets from you, and they weren't very balanced. And again, it doesn't have to be like huge secrets. It could be, maybe they lost their job and they didn't tell you about it because, they were embarrassed or whatever. So it doesn't always have to be like the most deceptive energy, which I realize, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should talk to them, or, if you guys weren't in a relationship and they wanted a relationship, but they were holding back from telling you the truth, and that's not healthy either. But again, you have free will. So if you want something with this person, totally up to you. So let's see. All right. So Gemini, we're going to move into Cancer. Check in with Cancer, their energy, their person's energy. Okay. Get through all those cards. Trying to get them all back together. All right, let's check in with Cancer and their person and see what the energy is there. You could have Cancer placements. Your person could have Cancer placements. Okay, let's change our sign here. Cancer. Okay. Let's get into it. So Cancer's energy, we'll get into yours. Your energy, we have the Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Emperor. I love it. In your person's energy, we have Ten of Pentacles, King of Swords, Five of Wands. And the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Eight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Underneath, we have the Three of Swords. So I always take the underlying energy because it is like the overall energy of this. So we have the Three of Swords here, which is about grief and loss. So one or both of you could have been suffering from a loss. It's also about like healing. So maybe you guys are kind of healing your hearts right now. And your energy, Cancer, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about, it's like very financially independent. It's kind of just sitting back in her luxury. It's about enjoying the fruits of your labor. We have the Ten of Cups here, which is about like ultimate happiness, family, money, stability. And then we have the Emperor, which is like leadership, um, taking control and, you know, kind of stepping into this, taking control of your life. So I feel like you're sitting in a great energy here. Like you've, um, you know, you're very financially independent, and this could be about like you're financially independent, but you want like a happy family, and you're kind of like taking control of that, like stepping into more of like family focus. So in your person's energy, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is wealth, stability. So I feel like they're very focused on their stability. And then we have the King of Swords here. So King of Swords is an air sign, Aries, Libra, not Aries. Aries is a fire sign. I always say Aries. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you could be dealing with an air sign. But this could also be about them. You know, they're focused on stability and building like a legacy, and they're getting clear after some conflicts because we do have the Five of Wands here. So I feel like they've been very conflicted, and that could be just internally, mentally conflicted. Um, but it's also about like challenges as well. So I feel like they're getting clear on that though. They're definitely gaining clarity about some obstacles and um, you know, some conflict in their life. So the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Eight of Swords, which is kind of like limiting beliefs. So I feel like one or both of you are kind of in your head about something. And then we have like this Page of Pentacles, which this is like the slowest moving knight. But it is very stable, very loyal. So maybe you guys are kind of confused on this stable new beginning. And then we have the Ace of Cups here, which is like a new beginning in love, which is, this is like overflowing. So I feel like maybe you guys are a little like in your head about something here. This could be your person's energy, but overall in the relationship, I feel like um, there's some restriction here with this new stable beginning or this new stable offer. So maybe one or both of you is limited in your thinking there. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords. Spirit, clarify the Eight of Swords, please. Queen of Cups. Nine of Cups. Yeah, Five of Swords, which is more conflict. Like being conflicted. So Queen of Cups is like emotions. It's about creativity. She's very intuitive, very empathic. So I feel like um, maybe this person's been a little too in their head and they're still conflicted. Maybe they're not very open to like a wish fulfillment. And then we had the Five of Swords, which is about like, again, with being conflicted. So maybe they're just not like, they need to kind of balance their emotions. So maybe they're just too in their head about all of this. I feel like they're, we had the King of Swords, which is very head over heart. Um, so maybe they're just too in their head about this right now. But we do have the Ace of Cups, which is like a new beginning, and this is like a wish fulfillment. So I feel like they're just very in their head, and they're not trusting their heart and being compassionate towards themselves. They're just very conflicted. We had the Five of Wands here. But I feel like they're getting clarity on that too. So what do we not see coming here for Cancer Spirit? What does Cancer not see coming? Yeah. So we've got this Four of Swords, which is about rest and meditation. It's also about, like, again, with healing, resting. And then we have the Page of Cups here, which is like a gift or um, like a new offer, a new love offer coming in here. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is like a victory um, or being seen. So I feel like maybe they've um, kind of like meditated, gone within here a little bit. They could have been in solitude too, pulling back. But I feel like this new love offer, and this will be victorious. Like, this is like the Six of Wands is like a victory card. It's about being seen. So I feel like they are gonna give you a love offer because they definitely want this new beginning in love. I feel like for whatever reason they've been conflicted, and it could have been because they were heartbroken in the past. So maybe they were kind of conflicted on whether or not you were their wish fulfillment. And they're stepping more into their heart space now, but they have been very logical and very concerned about um, whether or not this was like an actual good relationship for them. Because when you've been heartbroken, sometimes you just kind of hold back from things. So what does Cancer need to focus on right now, Spirit? So we have Two of Cups, union, balance, Eight of Wands, which is communication, and then we have the Queen of Swords, which is about boundaries. So we have this union, this Two of Cups, and then we have communication. So when communicating with this person, keep your boundaries. And be open to them, but also keep your boundaries and speak your truth. Let them know what you want in a relationship, and let them know that just be open and communicative with this person, because I feel like they are healing their heart still. So, but that doesn't mean that you can, I mean, you can, but it doesn't mean that that they can just walk all over you. It just means that you still need to have your boundaries, but be open to talking to this person. Definitely just communicate with them, because I feel like they're still trying to heal their heart, and they're kind of in their head about things, but they do want this new beginning with you. So I really love it. I think it's awesome energy. The only negative I see is on their side. They're just very conflicted for whatever reason. And, I think it's a past heartache. Maybe it's something you did in the past. And now you're realizing that they're your happiness, or they could have gone through something in another relationship. Again, it's a general reading, so it'll be different for each of you. So we have temptation, lust, love. So maybe they're tempted by you, or one or the other could have been tempted in the past. We have compromise, coming back together. So for some of you, this could be somebody coming back. And then we have frequency, intuition, and meditation. Yeah, we had that Four of Swords. So definitely feel like after a time of meditation and self-reflection, they're going to offer you something here. So maybe you know, they were tempted in the past, or it could have been something that happened in the past. Maybe, you know, they got cheated on or something happened in the past and they're still kind of heartbroken from that. They're still kind of feeling that, but we've got that Four of Swords there. So they're definitely meditating and kind of maybe have been in solitude, but after that, they're going to come in with this gift. So that's really awesome energy, Cancer. I love it. So again, use your discernment, use your intuition. If this is something you want with this person, I definitely feel like you are open to it because, you know, they're your happiness. And this could be an Aries because the Emperor, you know, you could be dealing with an Aries here, but doesn't have to be. So awesome. All right, that's for Cancer. Leo, my fellow fire sign. Let's see what's coming in for you in love or what's going on in your relationship. It doesn't have to be what's coming in. So these are just general. It could be somebody you are dealing with. It could be somebody new coming into your life, but we're focusing on love relationships. So let's see. These sorted. Sorry, trying to go as fast as I can here. Okay. Let's see. Leo, Leo, Leo. Okay. Change my sign here. Check in with Leo. See what's going on with you and your person. Okay, Leo, what is going on with you and your person currently? So in your energy, we have Judgment, Three of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. In your person's energy, we have the King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and Two of Pentacles. Overall energy of the relationship, we have the King of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Underneath, we have the Queen of Swords. So, underlying energy, Queen of Swords, it's an air sign. Doesn't have to be that you're dealing with an air sign, but this is also about like boundaries and clarity, speaking your truth. She is open to receive, but she also has this sword up. So she has her guard up here. So she's got her boundaries. In your energy, we have the Judgment, which is like an aha, an awakening, a reckoning. It's also like a resurrection type of energy. And we have the Three of Pentacles, which is about building something, building like a solid foundation or working with others. So, and then we have this Two of Cups, which is like the union card. So maybe you're kind of trying to build something with this person. With this aha, this reckoning. This could be like letting go of the past and building with someone new. Or it could just be like you've had an aha moment about building with this specific person. So in your person's energy, we have the King of Pentacles, which is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't mean you're dealing with one. Just could be the energy that they're sitting in. It's a very grounded, very stable energy. We have the Two of Wands here, which is about like taking those next steps. And then we have the Two of Pentacles here, which is about balance. It's about like flow. It's also about like decisions. But you see the ships back here, how they're kind of like up and down, like flowy. So I feel like, you know, you've got two twos here, which is about balance. And then you get the Two of Cups in your energy. So I feel like this person is um, focused on like grounding and stability, and they want to take the next steps and balance things out here with you. But they're sitting in a very grounded, stable energy. So, and they kind of want to, you know, plan and take those next steps towards balancing things out. So maybe something happened in the past and you kind of have your guard up here, or it could just be somebody new that's, you know, planning those next steps to come towards you to kind of balance out with you. We have in the overall energy of the relationship, we have the King of Cups, which is water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't mean you're dealing with a water sign. This is just very emotionally balanced. He's empathic, very compassionate. So I feel like this is just like a very emotionally balanced, compassionate energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is like financial independence, enjoying the fruits of your labor. And then we have the Ten of Wands, which is like a burden. So this could be like financial burdens, but I'm going to clarify the Ten of Wands here. So clarify the Ten of Wands in this overall energy of the relationship spirit. Clarify the Ten of Wands, please. Okay, Ten of Cups. So they're kind of carrying burdens about the ultimate happiness here. So this could also be about laying down the burdens and moving towards this Ten of Cups. You know, once you lay down these burdens, you move into this happiness. But it's definitely very emotionally balanced and compassionate and very financially. So this is like stable finances, enjoying the fruits of your labor. I feel like you just need to put down burdens. And maybe that's what that balancing was for them. They're kind of coming to the end of this and putting down these burdens. So what does Leo not see coming here, Spirit? What does Leo not see coming? Okay, so we have the Page of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. So I definitely feel like there is, so this is like communication, news, messages. So I feel like you're going to be getting a message about building a legacy. And that could be about like in your energy, we had the Three of Pentacles about building something with someone else, with this person. And I feel like they're going to communicate that with you. So we have like, these are both cards of communication. This is also like a quick moving energy, things moving quickly. So I feel like they're going to communicate to you that they want this legacy with you, and things are going to move pretty quickly here for you guys. I really love that. That's awesome. So what does Cancer need to focus on, Spirit? Or Leo. I keep saying Cancer. What does Leo? Maybe you're dealing with a Cancer. What does Leo need to focus on right now, Spirit? Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, which is, so it can be about sneakiness and lies, but I feel like Spirit's telling you to be strategic and to look at things a different way, maybe find a different way of doing things and dealing with these burdens. Like you're persevering through, and then we have traditions. So this is like also like beliefs or traditions, beliefs, like norm, like societal norms type thing. So maybe maybe that's one of the burdens one of you was carrying. And you kind of like had this aha moment that you do want to build with this person. Maybe there's something in the past, but this is also like just being strategic and maybe looking at a different way of pushing through here and with your belief. So I feel like you're kind of, this is like a wounded warrior pushing through, but it's something to do with traditions, um, customs. Like this is like the marriage card. It's about like a leader or teacher. So I feel like you're kind of maybe being strategic about pushing through and something to do with your beliefs, your belief systems. And that could have been like this aha awakening moment for you. Maybe you're seeing things differently. So let's see. I'll pull some oracle cards for you. I definitely feel like this person is getting balanced, like taking those next steps, balancing things out. Okay, so we have life partner, forever potential. So this is definitely somebody that could be a life partner for you. Divine guidance, we have dreams. So maybe one or both of you are having dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. We have conflict, confused on how to move forward. I feel like that's one of the burdens maybe that's been carried here. They were unsure how to move forward. But with the two of wands and the two of pentacles here, I feel like that's kind of balancing out. Maybe that was one of the burdens that one or both of you were carrying, was how to move forward with this union. And then we have guidance, direction from angels. So I definitely feel like you guys are, if you've gotten that judgment, that aha moment, you're getting guidance here. So your angels are definitely watching out for you guys. So that's really awesome. All right. That was for you, Leo. Let's get into Virgo and see what is going on with Virgo. So we've got Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio left. We got 3 left. Let's get into Virgo energy here. Yeah, we got Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Awesome, awesome. All right. Virgo energy. Okay. Thanks for being patient, guys. I'm trying to get these back together here. Okay. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Check in with you and your person. See what's going on with your energies here. Okay. Change my sign too. Almost keep forgetting to change it. Okay. Virgo. Let's see what's going on with you and your person. Okay. So in your energy, we have the 5 of Pentacles, Justice, and the Queen of Wands. In your person's energy, we have the Hermit, the King of Pentacles, and the 3 of Cups. Overall energy of the relationship, we have the 8 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. On the bottom, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So I always take the bottom because it's the underlying. 6 of Pentacles is like it's a gift, it's a giving, it's equal give and take. But it's also about balance because he has the scales here, which is like Libra energy. So you could be dealing with a Libra, but I also feel like this is about like equal give and take. Whether things weren't balanced out, or maybe things are balancing out. So we'll get more into it. We have in your energy, we have the 5 of Pentacles, which is kind of like feeling left out. This is like a lack mindset. And then we have Justice, which again is Libra energy. So there's heavy Libra here, but it's also about balance because they have the scales here too. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is it's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Doesn't mean you're dealing with one. I think this is more about you kind of stepping into this energy. But I also feel like this is balancing out. So you obviously felt left in the cold or had like a lack mindset here when it came to this relationship. And maybe that's because this person was holding back. There wasn't equal give and take. And you felt left out in the cold. But that's balancing out. And there's some karma coming in here. And then this is about like you stepping more into this joyful, charismatic, kind of just stepping up into like this Queen of Wands energy. So in your person's energy, we have the Hermit, which is about like going within, soul searching. So I feel like they've kind of been in solitude. Maybe they've gone within to kind of find themselves. We have the King of Pentacles, which is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, Taurus. Yes, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Sorry. So this could be your energy. You could be dealing with another Virgo, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be that they're, grounded and stable. And then we have the 3 of Cups here, which is about like celebrations. It is also about, this could be like a third party though. Maybe they've gone within, soul searching about their stability. And then the third party could be like their work. So, but I definitely feel like they're kind of in like this hermit, like solitude. Maybe they just want to be alone right now and they're focused on their stability. And this could also be like work groups, work friends. So, the overall energy of the relationship, we have the 8 of Cups, and that is like a moving on, a walking away. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is a new stable offer. And then we have the 7 of Cups, which is about like confusion. So I feel like one or both of you is walking away from this stable beginning, and it's causing confusion. And it could be them like going into this hermit mode. Maybe they're just so focused on their work that they're, for third party, it doesn't have to be another person. It could be their work, their job. And they're so focused on that they're maybe walking away from whatever this is, but they're walking away from this stable beginning, and it's causing this like confusion, this illusion, and they could be disillusioning themselves. So let's pull some clarifiers. What are we walking away from, Spirit? What is the 8 of Cups here? So we got the Hanged Man, which is about a pause, a surrender, seeing things from a different perspective. So with this 8 of Cups, yeah, they're moving on from a pause, a surrender. And then we had the Hermit. So they were definitely soul searching about stability. They could be moving on from that third part, like from that work situation. Let's see what we don't see coming here. So they very well could be walking away from and releasing control, releasing this, so focused on their stability. Does that make sense? Because I feel like the third party was their work. I don't feel like it was another person. What do we not see coming? What does Virgo not see coming here, Spirit? So we have the High Priestess. Trust your intuition. Moving on. From traditions and beliefs. Yeah, so they could have been like soul searching about work and stability. Maybe they thought that they had to like work for a certain company, or they had to do um like a certain thing with their work or their stability. They've been soul searching, they've kind of been going within, and then with the King of Cups, it's about being grounded and your stability and your money. So, but what you don't see coming is the High Priestess. So this is about like, it can be about secrets too, but I feel like this is about intuition, higher knowledge, moving on, trusting your intuition and moving on from traditions and beliefs. So, but this also could be a marriage. Maybe your spouse just works all the time and there's not equal give and take. They're not focused on the emotional side of things. They're so focused on money that they're not focused on you. So again, it is a general reading, so take it how it resonates, but I definitely feel like there's a moving, because we have the 8 of Cups and then the 6 of Swords, which are both about walking away and moving on. And then this could be traditions or beliefs, or it could be an actual marriage. So, or this could be somebody that you're engaged to and you're walking away from, getting married. Again, it's a general reading, so it's going to resonate differently for each of you, but I definitely feel like there's a moving on and a walking away. What does Virgo need to focus on right now, Spirit? So we have the Three of Pentacles. Five of Wands. And the Moon, which is about like fears. I feel like we have the Three of Pentacles here, which is about building. It is about working with others. And then we have the Five of Wands here, which is about conflict. And then the Moon, which is about, it could be about like fears, your intuition, things underneath the surface. But I definitely feel like maybe you need to work with others to end the conflict and the fears, like what's not being seen here. There's definitely something under the surface, which is causing like tension and conflict here. And that this could be like working with others to end the conflict and secrets, whether that's you holding secrets or them holding secrets. But yeah, I definitely feel like Spirit's telling you to maybe work with others to end conflict. And the Moon here, like with, this is about like your intuition again, and again with the secrets. So this very well could be a third party. I just feel like it's more about work. Yeah, but we're definitely moving on from that. So, okay, let's pull some Oracle. That's pretty intense, Virgo. There's definitely confusion here. Disillusionment, confusion. I just feel like you need to work with others to kind of end conflicts. And again, this is like about illusions. And then Seven of Cups, like disillusionment. I feel like there's just definitely some conflict here. But you're moving on from that. So I really love that. So we have integration, union. So this could be a union that you're in and you're moving on from that. We have masculine. And then we have attraction. And we have reflection and projections. Yeah. So, yeah, you're definitely going through something intense here, Virgo. So, but I see you guys moving on. So whether that's with this person or, you know, moving on from secrets and into a union, again, it's going to be different for each of you. So take it how it resonates. You know, if your person is holding back and they're, you know, they're so focused on their money that it's not equal give and take and you've felt left out in the cold, maybe it is time for you to move on. But, you know, it always helps to have a conversation with that person too. So, okay. Who do we have next? We have Libra. Libra and Scorpio. Okay, Libra. Sorry guys, the cleanup always takes me a second. And I don't like to edit. I don't have all this editing software and cameras and all this stuff. Maybe someday I'll get there. Just not yet. Okay. Libra, Libra. And then we'll do Scorpio and then we're done. One more shuffle. Okay. Get into Libra. See what's going on with you and your person. Libra, in your energy, we have King of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Lovers. Wow. Okay. In your person's energy, we have the Six of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Overall energy of the relationship, we have the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. And underneath, we have the Emperor. So that bottom card is like the underlying energy of this. So the Emperor is an Aries, so you could be dealing with an Aries. It doesn't have to be. This can also just be about like leadership and stability. It can also be about being in control, too controlling or being controlled, but we'll definitely get more into it. So in your energy, we have the King of Pentacles, which is Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is also about like being grounded and stable. And then we have the Tower. So I feel like there's been a change in stability when it comes to this relationship. This is like a union, but this is also about like a choice. Maybe there's been a change in your stability because of a choice that you made. But seeing how this is a love reading, I'm thinking that this has to do with this union. So there has been a sudden change with this person. And that could have affected your stability. So in your person's energy, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is about like equal give and take. It is about like giving. See, he is giving them gifts. It's about receiving a gift, but it's also about balance, which is Libra. Well, that's your energy. So this is about balancing out. And then we have the Page of Cups, which is like a love offer. He does have this gift here. So again, about gifts. So maybe this person wants to give you a gift. But then we have the Eight of Swords here. So they've kind of been in their head, or they're holding themselves back here. This is like limiting beliefs. So maybe they're kind of holding themselves back from giving you this gift because whatever reason, they don't think that you would take the gift, or, they're just, they're very in their head and they're holding themselves back for whatever reason. Um, so the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Eight of Wands, which is like communication. It is like a fast moving energy. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about like financial independence, enjoying the fruits of your labor. She's kind of just sitting back here, financially independent, enjoying herself. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is about karma and divine timing, cycles, change. So I definitely feel like there is forward movement here towards financial independence, stability. And this is also about like self-worth. So maybe, yeah, they weren't feeling worthy, but that's changing because they're going to step more into feeling worthy. So interesting. Okay, let's see. What does Virgo not see coming, Spirit? Libra. I keep saying Virgo. What does Libra not see coming, Spirit? So we have the King of Swords, which is your energy. Air. So it's also about like truth and clarity. Yeah. So I think you're getting clear, or one of you is getting clear. Maybe it's your person, since they've kind of been in their head, but there is some clarity coming in here. A decision will be made about this. This could be about marriage, because this is about like traditions, beliefs. So maybe they're changing their beliefs. Maybe that's why they've been in their head. This is like, it's like religion, institutions, but it's about like foundations. So I feel like maybe this is them kind of gaining some clarity. And this could be about like you, and they're making a decision about this, their beliefs, or, maybe they're getting clear about marriage here. Maybe they want marriage with you. So again, take it how it resonates. You're going to know your situation the best, but they're definitely gaining clarity and making a decision here about this. So I really love that energy. What does Libra need to focus on right now, Spirit? The Hermit. Yeah, you have the answers within. the world, things are coming to a close, cycles are ending. That's also like the Hermit is about solitude, so that could be coming to an end. Yeah. So maybe they just weren't feeling worthy. They were kind of healing their heart from something else that had them in like this limiting belief. But this is about like going within, having those answers. Cycles are changing. Um, this is about like completing cycles. It's also like a karmic cycle. So maybe they were completing a karmic cycle of a lack mindset and healing their heart. So, but that's definitely changing. Awesome. I love that. All right. It could also be the communication that's coming in for you. Maybe they just, they were done healing and now they're kind of stepping into that leadership energy. Yeah, I knew one of them flipped. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell. So we have growth and summer. They could have just been, excuse me, they could have been growing through the summer. And now that it's winter, they've kind of healed. So the Emperor was what was like the underlying energy of all this. So I feel like this is kind of them taking control, stepping into their leadership because of those limiting beliefs. So we have regret, repression, lack, suffering. So I definitely feel like they felt like they were lacking for whatever reason, but they do want to offer you this cup of love. And then we have fulfillment wish. So I feel like they see you as, maybe they see you like they keep you on this pedestal, which isn't healthy either, but I feel like they were kind of limiting themselves because they didn't think they were good enough for you, and they were worried that, if they offered you this cup of love, you weren't going to take it. But that's definitely coming to an end. They're ending those cycles. They're going to take this leadership and they're going to come in. Lots of change and ending of cycles here. So that could have been like something that they needed to heal in themselves. And that's a cycle that they're closing out for themselves. So that's really awesome energy. I really love it. So, all right. Last but not least, let's move into Scorpio. Let's see what's going on with Scorpio and their person. My cards are getting all bendy. Okay. Scorpio, let's check in with you and your person, see what's going on with that energy. Going as fast as I can, sorry guys. Okay. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. This is my rising sign, so see if it resonates for me. Sag one did. That's my sun sign, so always watch your sun, moon, and rising. See what resonates. Like I said before, like sometimes my rising will resonate more than my sun sign, and it just depends on astrologically too what's going on. So sometimes Scorpio is more prominent energy than Sagittarius. So always check your signs and see. Okay, Scorpio. Change my sign. Speaking of Libra and Scorpio, your monthly readings will be posted tonight. So make sure you go check those out too if you're interested. So we have the Two of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and the Six of Wands. I said cups. And your person's energy, we have Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. And the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Page of Swords, the Empress, and the Five of Cups. Underneath, we have the Four of Wands, which is the underlying energy. So the Four of Wands is about joy. It's about happy home. It's also about union here. So this could be you guys coming into union, or this could be about a union that you already have with this person. We'll get into the tarot and find out. So in your energy, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is about balance. It's also about making a decision. And then we have the Seven of Swords, which is could be sneakiness and lies, but I feel like this is more about being strategic, doing things differently in order to get a victory here. So I feel like you need to make a decision about um, strategizing in order to get a victory. And this is also about being seen. So maybe you just need to do things in a different way in order to be seen. In your person's energy, we have the Queen of Cups. So this is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, which is your energy, but it doesn't mean you're dealing with another water sign. This could just be, so the Queen of Cups is very empathic. She's very intuitive. She's very emotionally balanced. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about financial independence. It's about like self-worth, like enjoying the fruits of your labor here. So I feel like there's just a very emotionally balanced, very financially independent person, and they're very giving. So we have the Six of Pentacles here, and which again is about balance, about Libra energy. So you could be dealing with a Libra, or you could have Libra placements, but they have the Scales here, which is about balance. So I feel like your person is just very emotionally balanced, very intuitive, um, and they're very financially independent and a very giving person. I really like this. So the overall energy of the relationship, we have the Page of Swords, which is about message. It's about communication. It's about knowledge. So um, learning something about each other. And then we have the Empress energy here, which is growth, abundance, very fertile. So I feel like this is a very abundant energy, but it could also like help you both grow. Like this is about your growth. Um, and like just learning from each other and growing from each other. We also have the Five of Cups here, which is about like he's focused on what he's lost and he's not seeing like what's here behind him. So I feel like after a time of grief and loss, you guys are going to kind of help each other grow and see things um, differently. You guys are going to be focused on what could be instead of focusing on like what's lost here. You're going to be focusing on what could be, like your growth. So, what does Scorpio not see coming here, Spirit? So, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, this one came out too. Sorry. Ten of Swords. So, we're ending painful cycles, and then Wheel of Fortune is about cycles and change. So, there's definitely a painful cycle ending here. And things are changing, moving forward. It's also like the Divine Timing card. Underneath, there's the Lovers. So, what else? Page of Wands, curious, like new curiosity, enthusiasm. Pages are like a new energy. So I feel like you're definitely ending painful cycles here. And things are going to change and start moving forward to a more enthusiastic and curious time. What does Scorpio need to focus on here, Spirit? Okay. Yeah. King of Pentacles, like stay grounded, stay in this King of Pentacles energy. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is about like focusing on your work. So I feel like you're just stay grounded, stay focused on like what it is that you're focusing on, keep working towards things. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which is like a new love offer. But also putting in the work with this love offer, or it could be that you owe this person an apology. We had the Seven of Swords there, which was about like sneakiness and lies. Again, it's general reading, so however it resonates for you. If you have um, been sneaky about like things with this person, maybe you owe them an apology. But as far as advice from spirit or like actions and advice, I feel like you just need to stay grounded, focus on your stability, put in the work here, and be open to receiving this cup of love. And also offer your love to them. Um, if you've been holding back in any way or um, been imbalanced about things, then maybe you need to kind of talk it out with this person and offer them your cup of love. So let's see what we have for oracles. Overall, it's a good energy. Definitely ending some cycles here. Twin flames. Yeah, that would make sense. About an apology. Maybe you kind of, you were sneaky or, again, take it how it resonates for you. But so we have Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could have those placements. Messages, dreams. You could be getting messages through your dreams. You could be getting messages from this person. We have self-love and intentions. So definitely feel like you guys need to have that self-love creation. Again, we have that Queen of Cups. We have deception and temptation. So maybe that was a past energy. And then we have the twin flames. So for some of you, this could very well be a twin flame that you're dealing with. And you guys are finally coming into union after some growth here. After some grief, we had that Five of Cups. So, but we've got that, that Ten of Swords, painful cycle, and then we've got the Wheel of Fortune there. So things are definitely moving forward. Karma, cycles, everything goes in cycles. But if you feel like you've wronged this person, maybe you do owe them an apology, or maybe they feel like you owe them an apology, or maybe they don't even feel like that because they're kind of sitting in this really great giving energy. Maybe you feel like you've been imbalanced and you owe them an apology. So again, general reading, take it how it resonates. But awesome. All right. Well, I thank you guys for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.